Ogbanje, a story told through one family's tears. The first time Adaobi died, she was only 8 years old. It happened on a quiet Tuesday morning in Umuagu, a small Igbo village where the rooster's cry was always louder than the church bell. The sky was clear, the air calm, and nothing hinted that the peacefulness of the Nwokori family would shatter before noon. Her mother, Mama Ada, was peeling yam in the backyard when she heard the first scream, high-pitched and desperate. She dropped the knife and ran into the house. There, on the cool mud floor, lay Adaobi, her small frame jerking violently, her eyes rolled back, foam collecting at the corners of her mouth. It was too sudden, too strange, too unexplainable. Before they could rush her to the local clinic, Adaobi let out a long, shaky breath and became still. She was gone. The wailing that followed shook the entire village. But what shocked everyone the most was what happened 6 months later on a dusty Harmattan morning when Mama Ada gave birth to another baby girl. She named her Chizaram. God answered me. And from the first day, everyone began to whisper, because the new baby had the same tiny birthmark on her left shoulder, the same shape, the same size, the same location. The resemblance was too exact to ignore, and when Chizaram grew old enough to smile, she smiled exactly like Adaobi. Chizaram's childhood was a blur of sickness and recovery, as though life was a game being played with her family's emotions. One week, she would be running around the courtyard, her laughter echoing through the trees. The next week, she would collapse, her breathing shallow, her skin pale, her pulse fading as though death had simply walked into the room to reclaim something that belonged to it. Each time she fell ill, the sickness came fast, violent and unpredictable. No doctor could explain it. No medicine stopped it. It was as though she healed only when she chose to. Her father cried one day, slamming his fist against the wall. Again she is sick. This child that came into this house like a stranger returning. Even as a little girl, Chizaram could feel the weight of their fear. Once, when she was 5, she overheard her mother crying in the kitchen. Why does she leave us and return? What have we done? Are we cursed? And her father's voice, low and trembling, replied, maybe she is not truly ours. The turning point came at age 11. It was during the New Yam festival, when the entire village was alive with drumming, laughter, and dancing. Chizaram loved festivals, especially the masquerades with their raffia skirts and painted wooden masks. But that year, as the Ogbanje masquerade spun through the square, Chizaram suddenly felt something tug at her chest, a sharp, cold pull, a familiar heaviness. She staggered, her vision blurred. The sounds of the drums faded, until everything was distant, muffled, dreamlike. She collapsed. Her mother screamed her name, but Chizaram wasn't unconscious. She was aware, strangely aware. It felt like her spirit was being pulled, dragged, towards something she did not understand. She heard whispers, voices, children laughing in the distance, singing a melody she somehow recognized even though she had never learned it. Nwam, Nwam, it is time. Come back, play with us again. You do not belong to them. Her heartbeat slowed, her breathing thinned. The familiar darkness began to wrap around her like a blanket. But then she heard another voice, a different voice, her mother's voice, breaking, trembling, heavy with pain and prayer. Chizaram Biko, don't leave me. Don't leave me again. If you die, I will die too. Something in those words pierced the fog in her mind. It felt like a hand reaching into the darkness to pull her back. The distant voices of the laughing children grew faint, then faded completely. Hours later, Chizaram woke up in their house, surrounded by worried faces. But she wasn't the same, because this time, She remembered the voices, and she remembered something else, something she didn't fully understand yet. That night, her dreams were vivid. She found herself standing near a massive tree, rooted beside a silent river. The same place from her fainting spell, only now it was clearer. Strange children ran around the tree, laughing, glowing faintly under the moonlight. One of them stepped forward, a girl with eyes too bright to be normal. "You came late," she said, pouting. "We've been waiting." "Who are you?" Chizaram whispered. The girl smiled. "You. We are you. You are us. Don't you remember?" Chizaram shook her head. She felt cold. "You left us," the girl continued, "but you promised you would return." Chizaram stepped back. Her heart raced. "I don't want to die." "You've died before," the girl replied calmly. "Many times. You always return to your family, but you always come back to us too. It's a game. You know this." Chizaram felt her throat tighten. A memory flashed. Brief, blurry, impossible. A familiar laugh, a familiar pain, a familiar falling. The girl reached out her hand. "Come, it's time to keep your promise." But before she could touch her, Chizaram woke up screaming. Her mother rushed into the room. "Ogbanje," Mama Ada whispered before she caught herself, but the word hung in the air like smoke. Chizaram sat there, shaking, tears streaming down her face. "Mummy, I don't want to die again." Her mother froze. Again. That word broke her. The next morning, the family called in an elderly diviner known across several villages, Dibia Okolie, a man with more wrinkles than a dried kola nut and eyes that saw what others could not. He didn't ask many questions. He didn't need to. The moment he saw Chizaram, his expression changed. "Child," he said softly, "you walk with one foot in this world and one foot in the other." Her father swallowed hard. "So, it is true?" The Dibia nodded slowly. "She is connected to something ancient, something that tied her spirit long before she entered this womb." He paused, then added, "But she does not want to go back. That means there is hope." He performed rituals, said prayers, burned herbs, drew ancient symbols on the ground. He asked for silence, then spoke directly to Chizaram. "Do you want to stay with your family?" Chizaram wiped her tears and nodded strongly. "Yes, I want to stay." "Then you must choose life," he said, "and you must break what binds you." What followed was not just a ceremony. It was a battle, a spiritual wrestling. The Dibia led the family to the exact place Chizaram saw in her dreams, a tall tree by a quiet river. The moment she arrived, a shiver ran through her. It was exactly as she remembered, and that was when she began to cry uncontrollably. "I don't want to go with them," she said, grabbing her mother's wrapper tightly. "I don't want to leave you again." Her mother held her close. "You will not leave me," she whispered. "You belong with us. Your life is here." The ritual took hours. The chants were ancient. The wind grew wild. The river rippled even though no one touched it. At the end, the Dibia dug into the soil beneath the tree and pulled out a small, smooth stone wrapped inside layers of decayed cloth. "This," he said, "is the connection, the Iuwa, her spiritual token, her link to the realm that kept calling her back." Once it was destroyed, Chizaram felt something snap inside her chest. Like a chain breaking, she collapsed. But for the first time in her life, she didn't slip into darkness. She woke up minutes later, breathing normally, her heartbeat strong. She was free. Years passed. Chizaram grew strong, healthy, full of life. No more strange illnesses. No more fainting spells. No more dreams of children by the river. Her mother would sometimes watch her and quietly wipe away tears. Tears of relief. Tears of victory. Tears of gratitude. People said it was a miracle. Others said it was cultural superstition. But the Nwakori family knew what they had survived, what they had fought, what they had won. Some stories live in books, some live in folklore, but some live deep in the bones of real families who have tasted fear, mystery, loss, and unexplainable return. This was one of them. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss more thrilling African folktale stories.